Welcome to the Exam Technique series on the Science Revision Coach channel. This series is designed to support you with your exam technique so that you can show off the science knowledge and skills you've been able to recall from the Revised Science With Me series. This video is about how to answer extended answer questions relating to comparing and evaluating methods of contraception. Before we can attempt past paper exam questions on this topic, you first need to be aware of how to approach exam questions to ensure that you use the time allocated efficiently. Step 1. It sounds really obvious, but please read the blurb of the exam question. This sets the scene of the question and gives you an opportunity to think about whether you are confident to answer the question straight away or whether you will need to come back to it. If you are confident, move on to step 2. If you are not, this is the time that you need to move on to the next question and follow the same steps as above. Step 2, deep read the blurb, data and any other diagrams associated with the question. Do you understand what the information is telling you? Have you noticed any patterns or anomalies? Highlight or underline any information of note and annotate as appropriate any of the key information that you've noticed. Step 3, read the actual question. Again, I know it sounds patronizing, but many students don't do this, and I noticed this as an examiner myself. The question would have a command word in it, and if you're not familiar with the types of command words used in GCSE science exams, you can see the link on the sciencerevisioncoach.org site on the students page for a comprehensive list of AQA command words. Obviously, check with your exam board for their list of command words, but they're going to be very similar across the board. Step 4. Using your annotations and your knowledge and understanding, begin to answer the question. Remember, you do not have to write in detailed essays for extended response type questions. You can write using clear bullet points, label diagrams, tables and flowcharts. It's advisable to use pencil and ruler to plot and draw graphs, using a ruler for accurate measuring of data on graphs. Use black pen to write your responses using clear scientific language and legible handwriting. Lastly, don't forget that answers from previous parts of the question may be needed in later parts of the question. Because we're going to do a deep dive on contraception methods, there is a video on the Revise With Me playlist about the control of the menstrual cycle. For the 2022 exams, control of fertility is only listed in the advanced information for the AQA Biology Paper 2 higher tier and not the foundation tier. Please check the advanced information if you are not doing the AQA Trilogy course. Regardless of the content, the skills that I will discuss apply to any type of compare or evaluate question in science. If you haven't already, press the like and subscribe button. It keeps me motivated to make these videos to help you out. So this exam question was taken from the 2018 paper 1 of the AQA Synergy exam. The first part is worth 3 marks, so you can start a stop clock or a timer for 3 minutes from now. The matching part is basic knowledge recall. And if you have made flashcards for the key contraceptive devices and used the flashcards repeatedly, you should be able to recall this knowledge. I will do a video on making the flashcards for contraceptive devices shortly. The next part of the question links knowledge about drug testing. So you would need to use that knowledge about the stages in clinical trials to help you to answer this part about safety. It's those 3 things that we need to think about: toxicity, efficacy, and dosage, if you remember your knowledge about clinical trials. Hopefully you can now pause the stop clock and see that despite me talking you through this, I have been able to complete the question with the time allotted. Remember, it's just over a minute per mark for these AQA GCSE science exams. After checking with the mark scheme, I can see that all my responses are correct. Okay. You can pause the video now to reflect on this and think about how I've done this and whether you can do the same thing as well. The next part of the question is 6 marks, and you can set your stopwatch to 6 minutes. The question is about 3 methods of contraception and evaluating them. The first thing I will do is annotate the table of information with my knowledge about pros and cons. I will need to compare the three and provide a judgment in order to evaluate and get the highest marks. I can then start to write my answer. I'll leave my judgment to the end, but I have written it on the top line, and I think it's good practice with an evaluation response to write your conclusion or judgment first and then justify it. I have compared each method with each other from different perspectives, such as effectiveness, side effects, and accessibility. All this information is in the table. My annotations have also included additional knowledge that I have that's not listed in the table, such as the sexually transmitted infections and so on. Now you can stop the stop clock and see what that we are still within the time period allotted, okay? So reading my response, I would recommend the condom as the best with the least side effects. All are over 98.0% effective, but the hormone patch is the most effective at 99.8% and the condoms the least at 98.0%. Condoms have no serious side effects, but oral contraceptives and hormone skin patch do. Condoms are easiest to access without an appointment, but hormone patch and pill need a clinician appointment. You could forget to take the pill or not use the condom correctly. Now, as an examiner, I have to take into account everything on the page regarding the student response. So the annotations that I have made regarding STIs and how long the patch can last, and that condoms are single use, only can be marked also. So that information can all be marked. As a result, my response has been shown to fit a level 3 response, and it is credited with 6 marks. The additional information in my annotations that I listed helped to secure this. So if I didn't write those annotations, or if I crossed them out because I thought, well, it's not actually my answer, I would not have secured that level 3. Lastly, I will check the examiner's report for this question, and you can find examiner's reports alongside past papers and their corresponding mark schemes on the exam board website for your course. This is really invaluable information, and it gives an insight into how students performed against a specific question at the time of the exam. This question was both in the higher and foundation paper. So on the foundation examiner's report, this is what they noted. Part A of the question, 80% of students could link one or two methods of contraception to how it works, but few could correctly link all 3 methods. So this is a basic hint that you need to know all the contraceptive methods. You just need to learn them, memorize them, and flashcards are the best way to remember them. Part B, 32% of students could describe that a low dose of a new drug would be given because there may be harmful side effects. Okay, so only 32%. Part C, this was an extended response question asking students to evaluate the use of 3 contraceptive methods. Students should know that marks will not be rewarded for repeating information given in the question. Evaluate means students should use the information supplied as well as their knowledge and understanding to consider the evidence for and against. Guidance regarding command words can be obtained from the AQA website. So they went out of their way to remind students about the command words and what they mean. Some students misinterpreted the percentages in the table as referring to the percentage use of each method of contraception. Now, this must have been a significant number for them to mention it in the examiner's report. The strongest answers evaluated aspects from the table and students' own knowledge, such as prevention of sexually transmitted infections. So that additional information that I put into my annotations helped. 60% of students were able to gain level 2 or level 3 answers, so a decent amount. On higher tier, it's slightly different percentages. So instead of having 80% getting correct methods, 44% of students could correctly link 3 methods of contraception to how the method works. And for part B, 44% of students could describe that a low dose of a new drug would be given because there may be harmful side effects. Part C, This was an extended response question, so very much like the foundation part, asking students to evaluate the use of 3 contraceptive methods. Students should know that marks will not be awarded for repeating information given in the question, just like the foundation response. And then they highlight the same key bits that evaluate means students should use the information supplied as well as their knowledge and understanding to consider evidence for and against. Guidance regarding command words can be obtained from the ACO website. I cannot stress that enough. And this is why I've put a link to that on my website, sciencerevisioncoach.org, on the student page. Some students misinterpreted the percentages in the table as referring to the percentage use of each method of contraception, so just like in the foundation. The strongest answers evaluated aspects from the table and the student's own knowledge, such as prevention of sexually transmitted infections, and 91% of students were able to give level 2 or level 3 answers, and 5% of students achieved full marks, only 5%. Hopefully, I've been able to convince you to take your time and follow the exam approach that I've suggested to ensure that you get the maximum marks in your science exams. Additionally, that you can use some of these techniques for other exam subject areas. Please visit the sciencerevisioncoach.org website for more support with mental health tips and other useful revision tips and revision resources. And if you have not pressed the like button or subscribed, what are you waiting for? Press it now, please. Goodbye and good luck.